Welcome to today's little video. So today I will be talking all about the things I wish I knew before I moved out as a 20-year-old. I moved countries. I moved across the continent. I moved so far away from home. And I just give you my best little adulting 101 tips. And also, surprise! The hair is now short. It feels really short and it is really short. I have donated it to cancer slash to like people who need wigs because of hair loss or cancer or anything like that. So my hair was actually 92 centimeters before I cut it, and I cut off 47 of it. 47 centimeters are donated to cancer patients or hair loss sufferers, I guess. So they're gonna get my hair now and they're gonna make a wig out of it. And so I actually cut off more hair than I have now, because now I have like 45 centimeters of hair and it's really short. But also I just want to really quickly celebrate having reached 100 subscribers on the channel. So I brought a little boom. It's gonna be a mess to clean, but there we go. 100 subscribers, people. So I just really quickly, I want to just thank everyone who subscribed, and it makes me so happy to see my little baby channel grow, even if it's just a tiny bit. Like, in the grand scheme of things, 100 subscribers may not be a lot, but it is a lot to me and it means a lot to me. So just thank you again so much, everyone. And just a final little party pop. Ooh, it's flying and it's smoking. It smells like gunpowder. So yeah, now we can be like, woo. So thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. I love all of you. Mwah. So today I will be talking with you about all things I wish I knew before I moved out as a 20-year-old. I actually didn't just move out of my parents' house. I moved countries. I moved across the continent. Okay? Okay, like I was far away from anyone I knew or any family, anything. I had like no support networks. So, but it is a good like adulting 101, you could say. Yeah, definitely. I have my handy dandy notes beside me as usual. So let's just jump right into the list of things I wish I knew before I moved out as a 20-year-old. So, like, it sounds so silly, but you have to like actually be an adulting adult. Like, you have to adult. It's weird. Like, you think you're prepared, but you're not prepared until you are in the situation and you're like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? So no. My best and first proper tip is to set up autopay on your bills. Like, it depends on which bank you have and which banking app you have. It's gonna look different for everyone, or like which banking website. But set up your bills on autopay so they get paid by themselves. Like, you don't have to stress and think about it or potentially risk forgetting one and then you get extra billed or like something like that, or you get late fees, or we don't want that. So put your bills up on autopay so they're taken care of, and I would advise to put them on a day you will know you have money in your account. Like, I would set my bills to be autopaid the day or two after I got my kind of paycheck. So I know I would have money on the account for all of the bills to be paid, and that would, because that would be one of the first things that would happen. I would get the money in, and the money for the bills would either be put aside into a separate billing account, or they would just go straight on autopay. So that's my best tip on that. And if you have dates set by the company you're kind of paying for some service for, like say it's a gym membership, and they take their bills, like they take their money on the 15th and you get paid on the 1st, make a separate kind of bills or accounting kind of account. You have your daily use account and you have like your savings one, and then create another one that's just for bills, like for bills to be on. So say you spend $300 a month in bills, like that's all the bills you pay, no matter if it's on autopay or not, like everything you spend on bills is $300 or euros. And you make a separate kind of account and you make an auto withdrawal from your in checking account, like the account you get your money in on. You make an auto withdrawal the day after you get your paycheck to the billing account, like the bills and like stuff like that. So the $300 or euros or whichever what goes straight from that account to that account like the day after. So you know you always have money for the bills. Like don't keep them in the same account, because you could accidentally spend them and not realize, and then oh shit, what are you gonna do to pay the bills, you know? That's my best one. My best one. Solid, solid. You can exit the video now. No. Next, I'm just gonna go really quick in how to set up apartment viewing. So go view apartments you want to check out. So very often apartments will be listed via an agency, like a real estate agency. So they will often have like phone numbers, or they'll have like, you can send us a message via the app or the website you're on looking at these apartments. So, but I was moving to Greece from Norway, so they had a website, and then you could send a message that's directly to them, and then they will kind of, and you will give them your contact information, and then they will contact you. So I would go mainly through WhatsApp for this. I found that was the most popular way to do it, at least with the people I was speaking to. So I would send them like my number and like I'm available on WhatsApp if you want to contact me there. So I would get message on WhatsApp, and then we would kind of decide on a date and time for a viewing that would like fit for the both of us. I would get to go to the viewing, and I would get to like ask them questions about both before the viewing and after the viewing about like certain stuff in the apartment and what stuff that's included, what's not included, just questions in general, you know, stuff like that. Let's see. Another good thing is finding a routine to do laundry. Like if you don't have a routine on when you're doing laundry, I'm sorry, but you should be setting that up. When I was still a student at the school ship, I did laundry every Friday. Every Friday. Sometimes I would only have enough like colored or dark clothes to do like one load of laundry, and that was fine. And then if I had enough whites, I would do another load of laundry. And every other week I would change the bedding on my bed, so I would have that load as well. So like some Fridays I only had one load of laundry, and some Fridays I had like 2 or 3 loads of laundry that's going through. So set a routine day for laundry, like, and just see how, like, and also separate your whites or lights, your colors, and your darks, like black or like dark colors. Wash them separately. Oh my god. This is, I have a story on this, because I had a friend on the school ship and she never did laundry herself before. So she threw like colored stuff and white stuff in the same load. The colored stuff like kind of bled into the white stuff. So she suddenly had like a pair of white socks that was now blue, and she had white underwear that was now pink. And she was like, "Aah!" And I was like, you have to wash them separately, the colors bleed over. What? I had to teach her basically how to do laundry, because you need to separate them. You can't just, it'll be fine, and then throw them in, because it will not be fine. So, let's see. The next tip is you need to plan out the grocery, okay? because I, for the longest time, never planned out what to buy at the grocery store, and I would just end up spending way more money on unnecessary stuff, and I would buy stuff and then eat it or use it in time and it would like expire. So plan out, like sit down during the weekend or like in the beginning of the week and be like, what am I having for dinner? Like it's such an annoying thing to do when you start it, but once you get into it, it's so much easier because you finish work or you finish school that day and you're like, get home and you're like, ugh, I don't want to do anything, I don't have energy, and like I need to decide what to have for dinner and then make the dinner, like what do I even have? It is the worst and I still struggle with this. So you need to kind of just sit your ass down and be like, make a meal plan. You don't have to meal prep it, you don't. You just need to meal plan. Like say one day you have some pasta and the next day you have fish and potatoes and something, and then you have like pizza or mini pizzas. Like you take pita breads and you put like a pizza style on there and you just throw it in the oven, let everything melt, take it out. Mini pizzas. It's a very easy dinner. I did that for way too much when I was really broke. I would have mini pita breads. Yeah. It gets you through, and it's also really good. So yeah. So just meal plan and plan, and then check after meal planning, what do I have in my pantry? What do I have in the fridge? And like see if maybe you can work with that, or if you need to buy something more, and then plan that out. Like write it down. Don't just trust your brain. Your brain will be fried when you go grocery shopping. Okay, you're gonna be like, bzzz. Write it down either in the notes app on your phone or write like a little checklist like in paper you bring with you. Whichever way you do it that helps you remember everything, do that. Yeah. My next tip is before you move out, start saving money for furniture and decorations. Like you don't want to be spending all your new money on that because then you're not gonna have money to do anything else really, like fun or anything. So save or set aside money for buying furniture or decorations, because if you buy everything before you get the apartment, you have no idea how much space you will have to decorate or how much surface area you can put things on or anything like that. So you don't want to be buying like a huge mirror and then you have nowhere to put the mirror, or a bunch of like hanging decorations. Like say at home you usually have some kind of like things you can hang your plants up or something, and you get to an apartment and you can't put in any screws in the ceiling, and because then you're gonna get a very annoyed landlord at you, or there's no space or the ceiling is way too tall and you can't hang anything, and you have a bunch of hanging things with you and you put space in your suitcase for it but you can't use it, you know? So be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that. You also, going with the laundry one, you have to establish a routine for when you are cleaning or tidying your place. When I was at the school trip, we had cabin checks every single Wednesday. Every Wednesday morning we had cabin checks, and that would be like some member of staff would come and check your cabin, see if it had been cleaned and tidied up. So I would always I would always wash and clean like the cabin on Tuesday. So I would like clean the bathroom, I would tidy the cabin and vacuum on Tuesday. Like every Tuesday I did that, and it was so nice. And it was actually, you know, clean and nice all the time. Almost all the time. I was still as a teenager, but like, you know, it wasn't that bad when you had to actually clean everything. Because then when I came back home, and like I am right now, I am living in the garage loft. I have like my bedroom behind me, and this is my living room we're sitting in. And here, I don't have a routine. I do not have a routine, and it looks like a tornado went through and dropped some bombs at the same time. Like it's a mess. And when I try to tackle something, I get distracted by another thing that needs to doing, and I keep starting to do something and then abandoning it and starting a different thing, and it just makes it look even worse. So I know, Mom, I said it, but don't come at me with the same argument, okay? I'm trying. I'm trying. I just don't have a routine for when I'm cleaning. Okay. And then when I was living in Greece, in Athens, I did kind of have a routine. Like I would tackle it. I would try to tackle it during the weekend. But if I was spontaneously going out, I didn't get to do all of it. But I did my laundry during the weekends. Sometimes I would do part of the laundry into the early week because I just simply did not have time during the weekend to finish it all because I was going out or I was hanging out with people. So, and it was kind of a meh. Like it was tidy, but it wasn't. I didn't necessarily get to clean everything all the time. So it was a meh. It wasn't a fail, but it wasn't a success story either. So that was like meh. So the best tip: make a routine. Like pretend someone is coming and checking shit and wiping their finger on the desk. Like, is this dusty? Like pretend, just pretend it's happening, and then routine, check, you know, got it nailed down. Let's see what else, because I have more tips. I just need to scroll down on this list. Okay, so one thing is when you move out and you will have a place yourself and you have like the freedom and you can be home alone and everything. It is so nice, but when you live alone, unless you're living with like roommates, you don't have that kind of human interaction you kind of take for granted with living with people, because you get some kind of human interaction, even if it's just getting into an argument with a parent or like just chatting like what are we having for dinner or asking them to buy something. Like you have that piece of human interaction. But when you move out for the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, freedom, I'm home alone all the time, yes, but then it's gonna hit you like wow in the face. You're getting lonely because if you're not going out, or if you're not like taking that extra step and initiative to like talk with your friends and go out and meet people, not like going out of like whoop whoop clubbing, just going out of the house and meeting people, because you will not prioritize that maybe necessarily, because at first you're gonna be like so social and so fun and have all the people over, and then once you get over that kind of woo I moved out, you're gonna hit into the everyday life, and then it's gonna kind of die down, that socialization, for a bit. And you need to like remember to talk with people, because if not you're gonna get like kind of lonely, kind of like down on the mood, you know? So it is really good for your mental health to have some human interaction in your week. So I would try to arrange or like organize like a meetup with some friends, or just arrange with a friend that you go get coffees every Thursday. And you just sit at that cafe and you sip your coffee or your tea or your hot chocolate or eat a piece of cake real slow and just chit chat. Just like if you have that once a week or every other week, you have that little spot to look forward to, and you get the human interaction. It's really, really important because it makes such a difference to have that in your life. Because if not, you can suddenly be spending 3 weeks and you don't see a single other person, and you don't know who it is yourself. But the minute you have, after hanging out with someone else, you notice how happy you are, and you're like, oh my god, I need to do this more often. So just get that into routine before you hit the everyday life and you don't have that. You're gonna just, you know? Right. I know doing dishes by hand suck, and I had my sink was tinier than a plate, like a dinner plate. The dinner plate was bigger than my kitchen sink. The dishes suck ass, but they suck even more after sitting there for a day or 2 or 3. Like they suck double or triple or quadruple as much as they did if you didn't do it the first time. Just do the dishes. Trust me. It is like, cause my sink was so small and the counters were made of wood that couldn't handle water. And doing the dishes was such a chore. Like it was even more of a chore because you couldn't spill water out over the thing. the sink, like it would stain and it would get like water damage. So I had to like constantly be wiping the counter as I was doing the dishes. But this kitchen sink was smaller than a dinner plate. Like, that kitchen was designed by a man who have never lived in that apartment. I can guarantee it. Okay, moving on. I'm just coming up with like strategies. Like if you are hitting that everyday routine kind of, you're getting into it, and it's like you haven't settled into like when to clean, when to do this, when to do that, you know? Like what would mom say slash do if she was here? Like what would one of my parents say or react as if they came over to visit, surprise visit, and was like this? Like what would they say? What would they do? And do you want that to happen? No. So you should try and keep your place looking okay-ish enough that if a parent or your parents or your mom came on a surprise visit, they wouldn't be blowing a gasket at you because it looks horrible, you know? It looks like a bomb went off. Like, no, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it. Like, you moved out to not hear it anymore. So you don't want to hear it when they come and visit you either. Trust me. And also, if you look around and ask yourself, would I be okay with having people coming over spontaneously, like with this now? Like say you go out and meet a friend, you're not expecting to have anyone over for at least 2 weeks or something, and then suddenly you meet some other friends and you're like, oh, we can just go, and then you offer because you live so close, oh, we can all go back to my place and then pick something up or like stay there for a bit and then go to like whatever. Are you okay with bringing them over and not being like, am I gonna apologize for the mess the entire way there? Like, would you be okay with having people over spontaneously? Because it can happen and you'll be like, oh, I have to apologize for the mess, and like end up apologizing like beforehand before you even go into the apartment. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh no, it's fine, we don't care. But like, of course they usually don't care, but like, would you be like okay with presenting it? You know? Like, have you done the dishes? Is the laundry all out and hanging out all over, or on the floor, or how tidy or how clean is it? Like, would you be okay with other people spontaneously coming over with how it is? You know? Because that happens. It really happens, and then you just feel god awful about presenting your apartment looking like that, and you're like, oh, I apologize, but like, I don't care. And I have been the person who have told my friends I don't care, and I truly don't care. Like, I just want to spend time in your presence with you. Like, I don't care how anything looks or how anything like that. I don't care. But to be the person apologizing for the mess is not fun. You don't want to do it. So just before you go out, or like if you're going out, like, would it be okay if I brought someone home spontaneously, like a friend or whatever, you know? Would you be okay with that? So just, even if you can't make it a shining, clean, commercial looking thing, just real quick, like throw all the laundry in the hamper, or do the dishes real quick before you leave, or something like that. Just fix your bed. Just make your bed. Yeah, it looks so much better when you make your bed. This was all of my best adulting 101 tips, like my things I wish I knew before I moved out, because of course I was aware of them, but I didn't like realize like, oh my god. And I watched so many YouTube videos like looking for the best tips, and like a lot of them are gonna be similar to what I'm making now, but like some of them, it didn't really hit home, you know? That, oh my god, you're gonna be responsible for everything. It's gonna be a hassle. So just bills, autopay, separate your colors, your whites and your darks in the laundry, set up a laundry routine, set up a cleaning or just a tidying type kind of routine. Like, maybe I do it once a week, maybe you do it twice a week, it depends on the person. And dishes suck to do, but they suck even more if you let them sit too long. Trust me. And just, you know, ask yourself, if I leave right now and I bring someone over, would I be okay with how this looks? Yeah. And also, social interactions. Your mental health needs it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had fun with me today, talking about like my little adulting 101 tips, or just the whole things I wish I knew before I moved out. And I got this experience the hard way. I moved not only out, but I literally moved countries. I moved climates. And I got this in the hard way. Like, just trust me on this one. Life is gonna be easier if you do. Okay, and what is up for next week? Okay, next week's video, like next Wednesday's video, is gonna be really exciting. I am really excited about it. Like, I have been waiting to do this for months. 4 months. Next week's video is gonna be like a ball haul. Like, it's gonna be everything I have gotten or I am bringing when I am going to a literal ball in Scotland. I am going to Scotland, in Edinburgh, to a ball. I'm so excited about it! And I am going to do a video just showing you all and telling you all of this shit for the ball. I'm so excited about it! So just, yeah. I am really excited about next week's video, and I hope you are too. Like, oh my god, come back next week, next Wednesday, for like a ball preparation haul, if you will.